Hey everybody, how's it going? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back for some more Walking Dead stuff. Today we're going to be talking about Daryl Dixon and Walking Dead in general, and just something I think is a big complaint amongst the fan base as far as the spin-offs and the episode counts, particularly with those spin-offs, and just what they've done with it, the story they try to squeeze into these 6 episodes, and just the things that they still continue to try to do, even though the fan base has made it pretty clear it doesn't work, but they just kind of ignore us and do what they want. But along with that, we had Daryl Dixon seasons 1 and 2. 1, pretty good season. I really enjoyed that season. 2, very, very lackluster. I did not enjoy that as much as I thought. I mean, overall rating has to be at least a 5 out of 10. Because the pacing of the story, the choices they made with the story, the things that they did with characters that were involved in the first season, and just the way they severed that France storyline as if it never happened, basically. Just they cut it out completely to make it very clear that a lot of those people, if not all of them, were not going to be involved in the 3rd season that we know is filming in Spain. Now, along with that too, 6 episodes. This is what they decided to go with a lot of these spinoffs. I mean, back in the early days of The Walking Dead, those first few seasons, and just the way that they did it there, the story that they were trying to tell with those 6 episodes, it worked. It did not feel rushed. It did not feel like they were trying to just cram too much into it. But with the spinoffs, first 2 seasons of Daryl Dixon and Dead City, all 6 episodes, and it's not been the best, honestly. Like I mentioned, though, the first season of Daryl Dixon, it was good. They were trying to tell a new story, introducing new characters, and they did it in a way that it worked for those 6 episodes. They didn't have to cram so much in there. They just kind of expanded as far as introducing these people, kind of giving a little bit of background, not too much to give it away, or just not too much to become, in a sense, filler episode stuff. But they did it in a way that it worked. And with season 2, it was another example of 6 episodes, but in this sense, the way that they did it and the story they were trying to tell, what they were trying to put into that story while trying to kind of edge other people and other story pieces out while they're trying to kind of reintroduce Carol, it was very bad for the season. I did not enjoy this last season much. The way it was hyped up, it just did not live up to the hype by any means. That was very disappointing on its own. But along with that, Season 3 of Daryl Dixon, as I mentioned, is filming at this moment, and I want to say they're within the first few episodes so far. And there's been a lot of talk, but there's not been anything that's really been confirmed, I don't think, and not an official announcement saying this is what we're going to do for Season 3, this is how many episodes we're going to do. But David Zabel, the showrunner for Daryl Dixon, did an interview with Collider, and I think there was another article too, but they talked about what will the episode count be for these next 2 seasons. Now, this interview went on before Season 2 had premiered, and so by this point we know Season 2 was 6 episodes, but it looks like Season 3 will also be 6. And that's just very, very concerning, disappointing, just all the words as far as how I feel about these spinoffs and how they've been. Daryl Dixon has just not lived up. It's just very disconnected, and they're trying to do too much with too little, and it doesn't work in the same way that it did back in the beginning with the first season of Walking Dead. We were getting introduced to this world, we were getting introduced to those characters, and just trying to establish the story. They didn't need any more than 6 episodes to do that. It worked for the story they were trying to tell. But for this, because we know that we want to see an endgame, because we know we want to see Daryl get home, and them trying to do so much with just 6 episodes when a lot of people agree that 8 episodes is kind of the magic number. 8 episodes gives you time to breathe. It gives you time to kind of digest the story as it's being given to you. Because that was the biggest complaint too with The Ones Who Live. The Ones Who Live, in my opinion anyways, is by far the better of the spinoffs. Mostly because we got Rick and Michonne back. We got some big characters back that we had been dying to see for years, and we knew it was coming. We just didn't know when. And when it finally happened, everyone was so excited. Everyone was just ecstatic to see Rick and Michonne back, to see this part of the world be brought back to us where we had been waiting for so long. And those first 5 episodes were amazing. They were just definitely good writing. You could tell that it wasn't up to a single person or a single team of people to bring the story to life. The stars of the show had a lot to say, and just it made more sense up until that last episode because of 6 episodes. The restriction there, they really rushed that last episode, and the story within that last episode, and the conclusion that they wanted to give us, it was very rushed. It didn't make sense, and it still left a hole of what about all the other characters that we want to see, and we just weren't getting it, and a lot of people were disappointed, pissed off, what have you, and just it didn't work. And with this continuing trend of only 6 episodes, aside from season 2 of Dead City, which will be 8 episodes, and I think that will work in its favor as far as what they're trying to accomplish with this Maggie and Negan story. Does it have an end game? A lot of people, I think, are kind of maybe thinking or theorizing that New York could be the end game, where Negan establishes this new Savior 2.0 community, and this is how everybody comes back together, because maybe this new community or this new group gets out of hand, or just something happens where it just all goes to shit, so everyone kind of comes together to deal with this. And not only that too, this was kind of an interesting point that I saw from somebody else with New York, with them bringing it back to life and everything, and bringing the ports back to life. New York is, obviously you got multiple islands there, but Manhattan being the main island, you have all these ports that come into there, that come in from all over the world. Could this be where Daryl ends up, and this is how they get back home and everything? I thought that was an interesting take on it, and definitely a big possibility, and it makes most sense. But it just seems with Daryl Dixon right now, they are all about just hopping all over the place. No real end game in sight, no idea, I don't think, of what they want to do. And at this point too, it's just, I think it's about giving Norman Reedus just kind of free reign of what he wants to do, and these seasons are just kind of season by season. They don't have an idea of how they want to conclude it or where the story is going to take them. They're just kind of playing it by season. Because season 1 got such high acclaim, everyone loved it, season 2 was filmed right back to back. And then along with that too, season 3 was filmed right back to back almost as quickly as season 1 and season 2 were kind of filmed next to each other. And with season 3 currently in filming, they don't know yet if they're going to do a season 4. They're just kind of playing it by ear, see what happens, see how people respond to it. And I gotta say, it might not bode well, considering I've heard most people that watch this show and watch this universe, the people that have stuck with it, that didn't walk away, they didn't care for season 2 of Daryl Dixon. It was not that good, and just the story is all over the place, and the way that they killed people off and people disappeared, and just it was a lot all at once. All for the sake, I think, to bring Carol back into the fold, to give her that limelight there with Daryl Dixon, and just it didn't make sense, and just was very underwhelming and not well received. But anyways, guys, that's just a quick bit of Daryl Dixon news I want to bring your way. This is nothing official, mind you. This is just something, I guess, that the showrunner has said, just kind of off the cuff in an interview. But it looks like season 3 will also be 6 episodes, so you can count on the story being rushed, not making sense, and just it not being very good either. And just that does not bode well for the future of Daryl Dixon or the Walking Dead franchise as a whole. I think Dead City might kind of hold out their cards here at this point. But if you enjoyed the video, you enjoyed my thoughts. If you have thoughts of your own, please leave them below. Leave your likes, and of course, consider subscribing. I'd really appreciate it, and I will see you later. Take care. Bye.